Parking on campus should be the least of worries for college students, but see how at Mississippi State it is one of the biggest.
Learn about a safe haven on campus for minority students.
Also, veterans finally have a place for themselves on State's campus.
And learn about the brand new Old Main building. It's all coming up now on Maroon and White Tonight. Good day, Starkville. I'm Emma Bond.
And I'm Jerome Jones. Thank you for joining us tonight. There sure is a lot to talk about. Let's begin with what seems like a never-ending problem for students at Mississippi State University: parking. Students are growing frustrated as enrollment keeps increasing and MSU cannot seem to keep up. It is a daily battle for students to find parking on campus and has often resulted in parking violations and class absences, in many cases for students. Here at Mississippi State, one of the biggest problems that students face is parking. There are many commuter and resident zones located around the campus. Unfortunately, many students are still having trouble finding parking spots. Some have even been late to class because they could not find a spot. One student shares her thoughts on what she thinks needs to be done.
I don't think staff needs as much parking as they get, and there's always spots in staff parking zones or other parking zones, but there's hardly any spots where we're actually supposed to park, or if there is, there's way too many people for that zone.
Students feel like something needs to be done, whether it be reduced staff zones or constructing a parking garage. With all the construction going on around campus, many students hope to see more parking zones.
Well, once a student finds parking, they can visit the Holmes Cultural Diversity Center located on the campus of MSU. The Holmes Cultural Diversity Center, also known as the HCDC, has been the home away from home for many minority students for over 25 years. HCDC provides a safe environment for students to study, fellowship, and get more involved on campus. HCDC is open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
There are many new buildings on campus, one of which is the new Veterans Center built in 2015. Built across from the Humphrey Coliseum, this new building is one of the many beautiful additions to the university. The old Veterans Center was built in 2006, and it holds memories of all of the veteran student workers and staff that worked here from the past, because now they're in a new building called News Hall, named after Tommy and Terry News. It has a new lobby, a computer lab, a brand new kitchen, and a multi-purpose room. Speaking of new buildings on campus, in just a few short weeks, the long-anticipated new Old Main building will be completed. Let's see what we can expect from this new building.
Mississippi State University is introducing a new classroom building that will be the most technologically advanced building on campus. Featuring 2 auditoriums, 3 floors of classrooms for students, and a 2-level parking garage, this building, named after the historic Old Main Dormitory, will be opening in the heart of campus in the next couple of weeks. Melanie Johnson, president and owner of Evan Johnson & Sons Construction Corporation, gives us some insight as to what can be expected from their new building.
Everything is computerized. The windows in the whole building tint. All the lighting system is computerized. They can handle it from their computers. There's security monitors everywhere. They'll have panels downstairs. They'll be able to watch the entire building. So everything in the building is just top notch. There's a large auditorium that would divide in half, soundproof, so you could have 2 different functions going on at one time.
There are many students, even those unaware of its history, that are excited to see the finished project of this long-anticipated building.
I know that they've been working on this building since I was a freshman, so I know a lot of time is going into the building of this new addition to our school. I'm not sure what the history of it is, but I'm excited. Any new addition to our beautiful school is awesome.
One thing is for sure, we are excited for the future.
When we come back, tattoos, are they unprofessional or just part of a new generation? Also see how this Starkville store is letting students get creative, and what's this? A new sidewalk in the junction? We'll let you know all about it. Stay tuned.
The sense of place. We all have it. Often grown from deep roots in small town communities. At Mississippi State University, our Carl Small Town Center is strengthening these ties. With nearly 40 years of making a difference, we're revitalizing communities into welcoming places to work, live, and congregate. By weaving together the best pieces of our past with modern technology and amenities, we're creating the hometowns of the future. Places where lifetime memories can be made, where you have all the things you need, along with all the things you want. Through partnerships with our communities, we're identifying improvement opportunities, recommending paths forward, and creating the plans for a better tomorrow.
Welcome back to the show. What used to be taboo in the professional field is becoming more commonplace than ever. Tattoos are making a comeback in this generation of young professionals. So, are tattoos still frowned upon, or is society adapting to this new ink? While tattoos have been taboo for as long as anyone can remember, it's been found that 40% of millennials have at least one tattoo. More and more college students are now freely getting tattoos without the fear of future employers.
I grew up in a family where both my parents had tattoos, and they ended up being pretty successful. I love to challenge the common belief that people with tattoos and piercings are considered unprofessional. It's a form of self-expression that's becoming more prevalent nowadays than in more recent times.
The way I look at placement and tattooing, being able to cover it up if possible, like as far as hands and neck and real ultra visible things we don't even mess with.
A Starkville art store is giving students a reason to put the books down and exercise their brains in another way. Let's see how Palo Paint is helping students relax during the home stretch of the semester.
Palo Paint, located on Highway 12, is not known by many, but is a great place for college students to de-stress before finals hit at the end of the month. Manager and art lover Amanda Ramage says they have many different things for students to paint.
People come in here from the community all the time asking you if you can make this or you can paint that. It's really weird the amount of stuff that we get that actually isn't pottery at all.
With different colors and textures, students can paint cups, animals, and anything they want for their rooms. Employee Ty Burton says how nice her customers are and how different Pale of Paint really is.
Customers that come in, they're really nice most of the time, and then normal customers, they come in all the time, so you get to know people. I think it's just like you don't really find a place like this anywhere else around Starkville, and you'd have to go to Tupelo to find it too.
Employees are there to help students make great pieces. Worker Rebecca Garrett talks about how college students can benefit from coming here with little to no art experience.
I feel like most of them, if they don't have a background in art, actually get to make something, which is not normally what they do. So they get to learn how to paint, and even if they can't necessarily draw it out on there, we have other ways that they can make a great masterpiece on a piece of pottery that we have.
Reporting for Advanced TV Production, I'm Beth Kowalczyk.
I might have to go try it myself, even though I don't have an artistic bone in my body.
Me either. See, one of my favorite things to do when I'm stressed out is go to the drill field and usually read a book. But changing infrastructure has arrived in the form of a sidewalk to help out.
All around campus at Mississippi State, you will find some type of construction project. One big project that's near completion is the new sidewalk at the junction. Every day, students and visitors walk past the junction. Instead of walking on a surrounding sidewalk, though, they decide to take a shortcut by walking through the grass. To keep people from making a dirt path, a new sidewalk was built. Student Johnson Rett tells us how beneficial the new sidewalk will be for students.
I think it's going to save a lot of the grass. You can tell, especially the Greek members walking across back and forth all day.
Students and visitors say that the new sidewalk within the junction is a good addition to our campus. It's a lot easier to commute from your house or your car to classes and even food in the mornings. But when you put game day into perspective, people are on the fence on whether this sidewalk is a good addition or not so much. On game days, a path is blocked off for thousands of fans to walk in between tents. With the new sidewalk, student John Tomasello says it will be harder for tailgating and walking through the junction.
I think it's going to hurt game day because the tents that go there, they can't put a spike through concrete.
The new sidewalk is more narrow than the previous path on game days. I spoke with one alumni who returned to his alma mater for his daughter's preview day. He says the new sidewalk is a great addition.
Say you're coming up to the main walk here for dog walk, getting there is hard to do. I think it'll be great to help folks move through here better on game day.
The new sidewalk will open starting in April.
We will be right back with the final part of our show in just a minute. Local artists come together for this year's Old Main Music Festival. Also, learn how an MSU organization raises awareness about the wage gap in our country. The International Fiesta comes to the drill field, and see how Starkcella brought students together to advocate sexual assault awareness. Don't change the channel. All this when you return.
Our world is changing. The way we work, the way we connect, the way we see things around us. At Mississippi State University, we're agents of change, creating our own bright futures, solving real problems, turning challenges into possibilities, and lighting the way to a whole new world of emerging markets. Through MSU's new state-of-the-art Center for Entrepreneurship and Outreach, we're collaborating across campus, sharing perspectives and resources of multiple disciplines to power dreams. But we're so much more than dreamers. We've launched hundreds of student-led businesses, earning millions in revenue, and impacting our state's economy in new and creative ways. We're the next generation of business leaders, and we're ready for a changing world. How do we know we're ready? Because we're the ones changing it.
Welcome back to Maroon and White Tonight. The Old Main Music Festival came into town on April 1st. See how local artists and food vendors came together to put on a free festival for MSU students.
This weekend, Starkville put on its annual Old Main Music Festival. The festival combines local music, arts, and food for the ultimate Starkville experience. Live music, along with food trucks and art booths, supplied the crowd with plenty of fun entertainment.
I just saw the Old Main Music Festival. Good music. No, I came last year, but it wasn't anything like this. It got a lot bigger.
While music is the focus of the festival, local artists have a large presence as well. With several art booths set up, artists display and sell their work. The creativity from the local artists showed a lot of range. There is something for everybody, from metallic decorated coffee mugs to beautiful handmade pottery. There was also a booth for hand-embroidered hats, which appeared to be experiencing a lot of success.
I am embroidering hats, hand embroidering them and selling them to people who want to buy them. And it's also sort of a good push because I've always wanted to sell my stuff, but I never had the opportunity.
While the art market attracted interested buyers and fellow artists, some people chose to make their own art on a large canvas shared with other festival attendees, leaving positive messages. During the day, the festival is packed with things to do, but later in the evening, it turns into a concert with bands from all over the country. The Old Main Music Festival is an event everyone can enjoy with a truly unique Starkville experience.
That sure looks like a good time. All this talk about snacks is really making me hungry.
I might have some cookies for you if you'd like.
No thanks, I had enough this past week at the SAAS bake sale. Speaking of which, the Society of African American Studies held a bake sale to bring awareness about the wage gap problem in our country. Let's take a look at how the club wanted to bring an often overlooked issue to the spotlight.
He said
An organization at Mississippi State campus, the Society of African American Studies hosted a bake sale to bring awareness on the gender wage gap in today's society. Members of the organization had baked sweets at the night before the event. The event was intended to raise awareness of gender equality. For more information on the organization, go to their Instagram at MSU_SAAS.
We know. That is something that definitely needs to be addressed in the United States today. Thank y'all so much for joining us. I'm Emma Bond from Maroon and White Tonight.
And I'm Jerome Jones.
We'll see y'all next week.